Most of the animals we keep as pets here aren't really built for the desert heat, which means as the temperature rises, they're more likely to suffer from heat stroke.
As soon as the temperature goes high, their enzymes stop working properly. They build up a lot of carbon dioxide and so on in their body because their metabolism is going so fast and they can't get rid of the waste products from their body. And everything is just, it ultimately just leads to complete organ shutdown and failure. And it can happen quite quickly.
Here in Dubai, the vets at this clinic see more dogs overheating than, say, cats or rabbits, and it's more prevalent in particular breeds.
Larger dogs tend to be more susceptible to it, very thick-haired dogs, also dogs that have short muzzles, so bulldogs or pugs. They tend to be more susceptible to the heat because they don't tend to be able to breathe as easily as other dogs. They have long, soft palates and so on, so if they do become hot, their breathing becomes much more laboured.
Signs to look out for in your dog include heavy panting, a rapid pulse, very red gums, salivation, vomiting and a lack of coordination. Dogs with heavy coats should be clipped, and there are some steps that you can take to keep the situation under control.
You could make sure you take a bottle of ice water out with you, for instance, and so give them water after they've been exercising. Make sure you switch the car on for a bit, let it cool down before you pop the dogs into it. If they've come back from a walk, don't just stick them back out in the garden. We saw a couple earlier this year that had just been exercising. We'll just put that out in the garden. There's a bowl of warm water in the garden. The dog's not getting a chance to cool down as the temperature goes up during the morning.
And it is up to you to look out for heat stroke, because your dog will not know when enough is enough.
The time of day is important. Obviously, as the summer comes along, earlier in the morning or later in the evening would be better. The duration of walk, or even the intensity of the walk, probably should change. I would say that if it's coming up to 30 degrees outside, then constantly throwing a tennis ball or throwing a retrieval toy for a dog's probably not such a good idea. But taking him out for an hour on a lead walk would probably be fine.
They may look a little hardier than your pet poodle, but reptiles can also suffer from heat stroke. As always, it's best to check with your vet. The clinic does have some information leaflets that you can download from their Facebook page, but ultimately it's about keeping an eye on your pet and common sense, because for most animals, if it's too hot for you, it'll be too hot for them. Kimberly Leonard, Emirates News.